Okay, I'm doing a video on how I remove my cowl, the whole cowl tub from my 71 Chevelle, and it was bad. I kind of put it back together again because you don't need to see me drilling all these out. It's pretty self-explanatory as I go along. So let's get right to it because I hate when people talk on forever and they don't get to what they're doing. All right, basically, first thing I would recommend you doing is getting one of these. I'm sorry, my phone for some reason does not look like it's focusing. It's designed to cut out these spot welds. And it won't cut, and if you're careful, you just cut through the top layer. And it comes with, man, I think these cost like 15 bucks on Amazon. And it comes with these bits that are basically, you can flip them over and you can cut one side and cut the other side. I did all this whole cowl with one side, so I still have a box of probably 10 in there at least. And it comes with this thing here. You want to do is you want to drill a small pilot hole. I got it with the drill bit through the spot weld, then carefully cut through the top layer of sheet metal. So I tried to center punch and it would still walk on me from time to time. So I just got a small drill bit and drilled down through the entire spot weld and drilled out this top sheet. You can see where the holes are down there. I'm sorry about the camera being blurry, but get one of these things. It removes spot welds. You don't have to drill through we don't drill through 2 or 3 layers of sheet metal. Just drilling out the top layer. So, all right, there's the cutter, and I recommend you get those. Those things will save you a whole lot of hassle. And I think the total time on this cowl was maybe 5 hours to get it out of here. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse because of this piece right here, the top piece, but actually that wasn't bad at all. Now it is sandwiched. Now I'm gonna take this apart. You can see where the inside here was just like this, rusted out. You can see all the way through the car. It was rusted through there. This pan had to go. I'm replacing with this, and it fits in there perfect. So first thing I did basically is I went through and I removed all of those rivets, and I basically would drill it out, take a screwdriver and pop it, and just kind of go down. You can get a chisel too and kind of knock them through. And eventually I was able to get all those out. Well, I still wanted to get this out of the way, so I went ahead and cut it, just for the heck of it. I didn't have to, but I did it, cut it just to get this out of the way because I needed to save my cow tag. So I'm gonna pull this out of the way. If it'll let me. I figures that thing's stuck on that down there, stuck underneath it. Let me get this out of here. All right, it's out. Okay, so I cut that out. I set it aside because I gotta save it because, like I said, I gotta put my cow tag back on this new cow going in there. Then I was left with this right here. I got all that off of there, and this is where it's 3 layers of metal, and you have to bend this first top layer up. Then it lays inside here, and it all kind of clamps together underneath this piece right here. So once I get all those drilled out, I had this piece left in there still. This actually is the tub. I just took a screwdriver and kind of drove down and cut those with my screwdriver or chisel. Cut those little welds out, so I have to clean those up. Got this piece out, and it's basically this piece right there. That hole there is this piece right here. So those go together. That's where that piece is at, is here. So now I was left with this. Now I thought this was going to be the worst part of the whole thing because I thought I was going to have to get into the car, get underneath this, and remove a ton of spot welds on my back. It turns out that's not what happens. You do have to remove this top piece to get this in. You're going to cut the weld here and here on both sides. And then what turns out is that this thing here is just held on with basically glue. It's glued in place with body, what do you call that, seam sealer. And just I had to get a screwdriver, 2 screwdrivers pried, and just peel a little at a time. Eventually it popped up, and then this piece came off. Now I was left with just this part, this tub right here. So when I remove this vice grips, this is going to fall out. But I was able to get this off. Pull that out of the way. And you can see where it's got seam sealer that runs down it, and there are little bitty spot welds. I just took a screwdriver and just pop, pop, pop. And as I put pressure on this lower plate, that came up a little at a time. I was able to just pull it away from that old seam sealer foam. So, and again, this is going to go back on the car. It's got my VIN number on it. So there's those 2 pieces there. And you see I had other pieces here that were rotted out. They had to cut that were left. These were down like, it's straightened now, but they were down that way. So I just bent it up and had to pry those out of there, you know. All right, so I was left with this piece here, and it is sandwiched between a few pieces of metal. It actually has, that piece comes up, the piece that was across the top is right through here. Sorry, my camera. That piece runs across the top there with your VIN number on it. It's like 2 layers of metal. So you go through the first layer, and then this. And then once you get that out, this I had to cut. Let me pull this out of the way. Inside the car, this is where it runs down, and I can see the same thing here. This is that open area on both sides of the car, and I had to cut on this side here, and this will have to be replaced because it is kind of rusty. I got the sheet metal to replace the holes in the bottom also, but other than that, this car has very little rust. It has some surface rust inside the bed and a little back by the passenger seat, and that's a little bit in the trunk, but not bad at all. So I've already got all the patch panels. So I'm left with this now, which I need to clean up. And then I'm going to take the old rusted out heater out of the car and everything. The heater core is kind of messed up, but I've got all new stuff for that going in here. Now the tub itself, I said once I got it in there, let me lay this thing back inside here, and then I can set the show you where I cut inside. If I get it right. All right, get over here. Okay, it's kind of laying down the side there. I get this side in. Hold on one second. I'll put my phone down. This thing's kind of takes 2 hands. Okay, it's in. And there's the cowl sitting in. And like I said, I have to drill holes in the cowl and clamp this all down, get that all clamped back down again. And inside the car, I had to, you see where I had to cut right through here. I can barely see that because the sun's blinding me. So to patch that, and then of course this is rusted out right through here, and then same thing over there. I got to replace all that metal down below the cowl there. But the cowl actually wasn't that bad. Once I get this all tacked back in place again, then I'll put my VIN number back on. It sits back up there again. There's the piece across the top, and it's got the spot for my cowl tag. So it's not that bad. I thought it was gonna be a nightmare. I thought this was gonna be a pain getting this all pulled out of here. It's not. Just be patient, get those spot weld cutters, and enjoy. Good luck on your restoration. All right, later.